Sometimes I stop at
How about that cigar?
How about that cigar?
It's not Tuesday night. I almost said it's Tuesday night, but it is absolutely not Tuesday night. It's Friday, July 19th, 2019. This is episode 17 of How About That Cigar. Jared, how's it going? I know. So we are live in Ashland, Kentucky at Fat Ash Cigar Lounge, and the place is absolutely packed with people. We are having an absolute blast tonight. We are here for a special event, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But we wanted to, just do a special event this week because we didn't do our regular Tuesday night broadcast. The reason we didn't do that is because we knew we were going to be here. We wanted to dedicate all of our energy to the special event. As you can hear, the place is absolutely packed with people. There's a lot of, background noise. We appreciate you guys listening with us. We have so much going on right now with How About That Cigar. We traveled all the way from Minnesota to Kentucky for this event. We're having an absolute great time. Just to catch up on a little bit of current events, like we always talk about briefly at the beginning of every show, the Minnesota Twins right now are they're still holding their own, but they're struggling. They lost, what was it, Garrett? They lost, I think, 2 out of 3 to the Mets. So they lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets. They're still in first place. They've got a series starting in a little while tonight with Oakland again. So we're just going to see if they can hold out. They just really have struggled. The pitching has been rough for the past 4 or 5 days. So hopefully they can turn it around. Fortunately, I'm going to the Twins Yankees game at Target Field Tuesday night. So that'll be a good time. See them play the Yankees. Yankees are definitely a top contender in their division. Hopefully the Twins can turn things around a little bit and play a little bit better baseball like we've been used to seeing so far this year. Still, though, no 3 losses in a row. So that's been a really good thing for Minnesota. They've not lost 3 games in a row this year. Exactly. So what we're going to start with this evening, you guys, we're going to light up this brand new cigar. If you're watching us on Facebook, you can see this on screen, and if you're listening on the podcast, we're going to tell you we are smoking the brand new CAO Session. And we are right now live at the National Release Party, and there's a little bobblehead for you, a little bobblehead action, a little Ricky Rodriguez bobblehead action. And this is the official national release party for the CAO Session, and we are so just absolutely excited and honored to be here. So right now we're going to cut and light up the CAO Session, and in a little bit we are going to invite Tom in here. Tom is the owner and proprietor here at Fat Ash Cigar Lounge in Ashland, Kentucky. And Tom is just a great guy that I was able to meet at his safari back in March of this year, and we developed a fast friendship. And we got just an absolutely fantastic cigar lounge here, and we're gonna fire the cigar up. So there's a cutter for you, sir.
Thank you, brother.
I'm definitely gonna have Mr. Ricky Rodriguez talk about the blend. But the only thing I know right off the top of my head before we fire this guy up is that it has a Connecticut which, if anybody who has known me for longer than about 45 minutes knows that I am an absolute fiend for Connecticut.
You like the Connecticut?
I like the Connecticut coffee.
Well, and I can just tell you from a few days that we have been here, we've been having a great time. Met a lot of great people. The drive from Minneapolis to Kentucky was awesome. Was it awesome?
Awesome. Let me think about what the word awesome means. I actually, if I had to categorize it, I would use the word whatever the opposite of awesome is what our drive was like. Yeah, it was rough. It was a rough trip. We ran into, going from the Minneapolis area to Ashland, Kentucky. So you have to drive through the entire state of Wisconsin, and the entire state of Wisconsin was covered with massive rainstorms. So we drove through rainstorms. And then we had Chicago, and hey, for my Chicago people, I love you. I love your city, but your traffic straight up sucks.
At 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
on a Thursday.
We got stuck for an hour and a half. Yeah, on Thursday. So I would like to thank whoever manages the storm sewers around the freeways through Chicago, and thank you for that little rest stop that we have where I thought I was going to pee my pants for basically an hour and a half. So thanks for that. And then we also got stuck in a really awesome traffic jam in Indy. So thanks to Indianapolis for well, that was our own fault. It was rush hour.
And it was nice.
I put that on.
It was really nice.
Well, Risty says that Kentucky adds 20 pounds to us.
That's absolutely true.
I agree.
You get good barbecue and good beer and good bourbon and good whatever. And,
You don't do your diet.
yeah.
When you come to Kentucky.
Yeah. So we're what, have you had a couple puffs yet?
I have.
So this is
Flavor right away.
This is our first, actually, this is the first time we've actually tried this cigar. So this is us right out of the gate. We haven't actually smoked this cigar, even though it's been around all day. We wanted to wait until we went live to try the cigar. And honestly, even just those first few puffs, you get that Connecticut broadleaf, you know, that kind of sweetness that Connecticut broadleaf has as soon as you light it up.
It is.
So it's that dark kind of, I don't even know, dark sweetness you get from Connecticut broadleaf.
It's like Baker's chocolate without the chocolate.
It's like Baker's chocolate without the chocolate.
I know.
I'm gonna let everybody think about that for a little while. And
Everyone is going to cover it. So
you just think about it for a while and then get back to me.
Yeah.
what I will say is the event officially started local time 6 p.m. But however, people started showing up just before 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
There's one website I buy.
I'm joking.
Nice.
Not it.
So people started showing up at 4, and now it's packed in here. It is 104 degrees with heat index currently. And
Yeah, it's nice and cool outside.
yep,
And it's
so
not smoky in here at all.
no smoke,
Not smoky in here at all.
The air conditioner is keeping up with all these bodies. The air exchanger is on par.
But seriously, guys, if you're traveling through this area, and this is one of the coolest parts about this shop is that ash is in sort of near Ashland, Kentucky, and it's not a big populated area. It's actually sort of in a rural area of Kentucky, and yeah, at the same time, they always get tons of traffic to their events, and they have a lot of people. They always have great sales numbers when they run events here. The people are fantastic.
People,
Yeah, so there's just awesome people here, and again, we say it all the time: cigar people are the best people, and there's just something about this place. So if you ever find yourself in this area, make it a point. Actually, make it a point to stop at Fat Hash, and meet Tom and meet Dwight and meet the people here because they're just really awesome.
and we got Josh Bout in the house.
Josh Bout's in the house. We got people watching online already. Thank you guys for joining us on our non-standard Friday night. And I want to see if we can get Tom's attention and get him in here. Can somebody see if we can get Tom over here live on the broadcast for us? And so I met Tom at Riscafari, which is the JSK cigar event that Risty puts on every year in roughly around March. And so I literally met him in March, and we just became fast friends and got to know each other. And he hit me up on Facebook a few months ago saying, "Hey, I'm going to have this national launch party for the CAO session, and would you guys want to come down and cover it?" And I said, "You know what? We'll be there." Bells on. So, Tom, grab that microphone and say hello to everybody. Where's the bells? Well, the bells are in your soul, and they're inside your. You have them in there. Good. That's good.
And my bells are sweated to the inside of my thighs.
Yeah, it's a little.
It's only 400 degrees in here.
That's all. It's only 400. So Tom, thank you so much for having us here at your shop. We consider it just it's an absolute honor to be here. We appreciate you for bringing us in here for this national launch party event for CAO session. Give everybody who's watching this and listening to this just a little bit of a background on why you decided to open up a Bad Guy Cigar.
About 2 years ago, I had probably 3 years ago, I had the real thought of it. And I had went to a trip with some guys from Nick Perdomo, and I'd been smoking cigars for 30 years. Nick has so much knowledge in the cigar industry, and I just fell in love with the process of what goes through to make a premium product. And I told my wife, I said, I want to be cigar. She said, no, so that's pretty much what started. And then
she said, get your head out of the car.
Yeah, she said, cool, that's not happening. So about a year later, rather than talking to my wife, I put in my resignation at my job. I was a construction manager for a company, and I approached my friend Dwight Atkins, and I said, Dwight, if you can do anything you want to do, he said, really what that is, the cigar man. I said, we're in order, let's do it. Let's do it, yeah. And so I told my wife that's what I was doing. She was about to die. We came and opened it, and Dwight and I actually met at a cigar Bible study about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Prior to that. And we've been friends for about 5 years now, and it has just been incredible. We have the best group of people come in here, and it's just a real community. We talked about it before, about cigar guys and girls are just, there's nothing else you can compare it to.
That's exactly right.
Nothing else.
Exactly
And
right.
it's just been a huge blessing for us to be here.
Yeah.
We do cigar Bible studies every other Saturday. So we can share our faith, but also share our love of cigars.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is the reaction been like? Because we talked about this for a few seconds. You're sort of in a rural area. There's no big city center around this area, and at the same time, you can sit not just at big events like this, but throughout the regular week, you have very consistent traffic, and you do really well in numbers wise. So what has that been like for you?
It's just been unbelievable.
Yeah.
When we first met our reps, they were saying, hey, in this size area, and they look on a map and see how many people in this population. We live in an area that there's 30,000 people.
Yeah.
And most people say, you might do 150,000 a year in the first year to get over $500,000.
Yeah.
And we've built a really incredible community here, and they just embrace themselves around us, and we've just been super blessed.
Yeah. What's been your biggest surprise as far as you have how many facings do you have in your club?
A little over 700.
So what's been your biggest surprise as far as the brands that have really been super successful that you thought, they're probably not going to do great?
Well, I don't think when we bring something in, we really don't think they're not going to do
That's good.
We really don't. I mean, we bring in stuff that we like, but we also think that our consumers like to get to know them. Our biggest shocker, a couple things, I know this is our CEO, but one of the biggest shockers we've had, just a couple weeks ago, JSK.
Yeah.
And, JSK has been phenomenal for us in this market. And I think in an event we had in 4 hours, we sold 76 boxes of cigars,
which at any shop, even in a big metropolitan area, that's a great event.
Yeah, and it was just we've had such great support from the community, from everybody here.
But we had rode all day. We had
Just
days.
completely but Ricky Rodriguez, the thing about Ricky, Ricky told us when they came in, he does one a year, amazing shop, and he can only do so many things. Well, after his first event, he called us back about 6 weeks later and said, you know what, I want to do the national launch on this cigar show. I'd love to do what you're doing there.
So he approached you about
He
it.
approached us.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We were just completely blown away. He just told me, he said, let you know, he said, we're wanting me to go every week to one of our reps. He said that would tie me up where I can only see you once a year. And so I told him, well, rearrange for those things, and I was like, please come in 2 different days.
Yeah.
That's pretty humbling.
Oh, it's great. It's great. So tell us about your, as far as, you know, we're at the CIO event here. Do you remember kind of your introduction to CIO as a brand? Because you've been smoking cigars for 30 years, and they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've smoked CEOs on and off since my inception of smoking cigars. I used to go to a place in Huntington, Michigan, called Soft and I'll buy CEOs for them.
I don't know.
I just really like the brand. But there's a lot of other stuff out there, so you start smoking other things. But recently, Ricky's just been coming up with incredible stuff. The sessions that he has out now is one of the best cigar I've smoked this year. I almost think you guys are smoking them too. And it's just a phenomenal stuff.
It's got, and I'm only, because we wanted to wait until we went live to experience the cigar for the first time. And it's got, because I'm a big broadleaf fan, and this has everything that you want out of it. It's got that sweetness, but it's also got that depth.
It does.
Strength to it.
And it starts off with a lot of strength, and it mellows out some, and it builds in, and so it's complexity.
Yeah.
But it's also just very good. It's not too strong, not too mild. It just hits my palate great. And I like stronger stuff.
Yeah.
And when I say it, I'm like, man, that's going to be a super strong cigar. It's not. I mean, it's a very medium cigar, but it's
Yeah.
Well, and I gotta tell you, I
Literally, it needs some
been here all day. This is cigar number 5 coming on the day. And
You're an underachiever.
I really am.
You need to pick it up.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket. You got to pump those numbers up.
I do need to get that being said, you know, this cigar has so much
Told him I was like,
flavor.
I'll burn gas and chat and go all over.
Already, I can tell.
I'm gonna Ashland, you just get more chunks.
It's just packed with flavor.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of times after you smoke 2 or 3 cigars, everything else you can taste more. You really just don't get much out of it. You say, no, that's pretty good, but you really don't get it. You got all that little stuff on your palate, and this one stands out. Because I'm like, I've had 5 or 6 cigars today, a couple of them within these, and I'm smoking it again after smoking something different earlier. And you still can distinguish the flavor.
It's unique, it's great.
Usually no one more don't have it that way. It did 3/4 the way up
You
the
love
stick.
what you shot.
Somebody on the
Hospitality, yourself, like, everybody.
3/4 of the way up the stick. Drop down.
I appreciate that.
So tell everybody a little bit, you know, about, you know, give everybody a little plug, you know, before we bring Ricky in here. Give everybody a little plug to the Fat Ass Cigar Lounge. You know, tell them all the particulars.
We're located in Ashland.
Yeah.
We're just 4 miles off Interstate 64. Easy to get to.
Yeah.
Get off exit 185. Come down 4 miles around the right.
Look at it all the time.
The plaza that we have going around us
I still got.
you'll have an experience. It won't be just a place to buy a cigar and leave. It's a place that you feel like when you walk in, you're part of the family. I mean, you guys are seeing it the first time here today, and no one's fake. Everyone's themselves. And we have such a wide variety of guys. Guys that drive trucks, and we got CFOs of hospitals.
$5.
I mean, it's just amazing. Everyone gels so well together. But that's the cigar industry.
It is the cigar, yeah, altogether. I mean, you go anywhere and you'll have like you said, you'll have truck drivers sitting down and having hour-long conversations with CEOs.
Yeah.
And it's just part of the cigar culture.
It is.
And that's why that's one of the reasons we love it so much, and one of the reasons that we just want to get the word out to people that they need to, even if they're introverts, you got to get out there and spend some time. Because I'm an introvert, and here I am.
And the funny thing is, we have people come in here, and we have a group of guys sitting over here,
One coming out of
sit by
seen
themselves in the seating section.
one.
We make room and invite them to come over.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way all of our members are.
Yeah.
They want to be all inclusive. Because how many lounges have we been in? When you walk in, you feel like you are the stranger.
Right.
And it's not that way here. It's just this community is different.
Yeah.
That's why we love it.
Yeah.
Where can people find you on social media?
He works in California. He flies out of California to work.
You can go on to look up Fat Ass Cigar International on Facebook. We also have a website, fatasscigar.com. Just go to Fat Ass Cigar.
Check them out, guys.
Yeah. If you're just go on Google, check it out. If you're anywhere near the area, it's honestly worth your trip to even go a little bit out of your way to come to this place.
You're within 15,000 miles.
Yeah, I'd say 15,000.
I would say.
I thought y'all drove only 14,000 miles.
It was. I mean, we left the moon at 6 a.m. yesterday, and we arrived. No, it's touchdown. Yeah, we already talked about our fun trip. Yeah.
Fun trip, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was great. They were supposed to be here at 8:30. They got here at 11:30.
Yeah.
But we did have some time for cigars.
We did. We sat down and just relaxed in a chair that wasn't moving.
Right.
And that's kind of what we needed last night. And we appreciate the hospitality a lot.
Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. It was greatly appreciated. Let me grab Ricky for you.
Yeah, guys, say thank you very much to Tom for welcoming us here, and we're gonna get Rick Rodriguez in here.
Hey, Rick.
In a second.
We're going to grab Rick right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Tag up! Tag up!
Tag team, put me in. Put me in. Have a seat, Rick. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Thank you so much, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, here live on HowAboutThatCigar.com, we have the master blender for CAO Cigars, Ricky Rodriguez. Ricky, thank you so much. Honestly, we're super honored to be here with you.
Thank you so much for offering me this time to talk to your fans and share our stories and all that. So thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah. So sure.
Talk to us a little bit. You know, we Garrett and I wanted to wait until we went live to experience this cigar for the first time.
Okay.
So we actually purposely waited until we got on the air and we lit this thing up. And I was telling Garrett just a minute ago that even just a little ways in our cigar, this, you know, I have certain expectations as a cigar nerd, as you can imagine.
Yeah. Everybody does.
This has everything that I hope to get out of a Connecticut broadleaf red cigar.
Perfect.
So,
Thank you so much for saying that.
I really appreciate this blend, and I want you to start out, if you would, just tell us a little bit about this new blend that you put together for CAO.
It's kind of easy because about a year ago, what we did was try to contact our fans or CEO and ask this question: what do you want to know about Ricky? And the last response was simple: where does Ricky smoke his cigars when he's not working? Because we all see him out doing his job, but we don't really know about when he's at home. And so we answered the question: where do you smoke your cigars? My man cave. And so one of the sizes called, called garage. And so that is one. Now, when I'm working on a new blend, what I do is when I get home, and I have maybe 2 or 3 blends that I'm working on, I cannot choose the blend for that project. So I take those blends home. Why? 2 things. When you're in the factory and you're making a cigar, every cigar,
everything.
here.
Yeah, get a little closer. It's pretty much maxed out volume. So get that microphone right.
So when you're in the factory, you're smoking a cigar. That cigar is unbelievable. Why? Because you're around friends, you're smelling the tobacco, you're hearing the tobacco, you're hearing the rollers. Everything's great. You take that same cigar home with you, and all of a sudden it changes on you. So what I would do is take 2 or 3 blends home, and when I get home, I do this. I type a text for my friends, cigar session. And they know it's not going to be bring your guitars, bring your instrument. We're going to have it. It is about cigars, so they know you're going to smoke a new cigar. So that is what. So why not name it sessions? And so that's what. The blend, the wrapper is nothing kind of exciting, but the combination that we put that wrapper through and the blend through makes it. Not a great cigar. I think it's a great cigar, but it's up to you guys to enjoy that cigar, make your own opinion about the cigar. But we knew that we wanted to use the Connecticut Crawley. It's one of my favorite wrappers. And so Connecticut is going to be sweet, but the blend is too spicy. So at home, I'm going to share a secret with you. Do me a favor, don't repeat this at all. So what we do is, when you're using Cameroon tobacco, what you don't realize is every manufacturer uses sugar glue. Why? Because that sugar glue takes the bitterness from Cameroon away and makes you really taste the Cameroon. And so what we did, we wanted to enhance that flavor and make it a little bit more sweet, but I didn't want to dip the end and make it kind of foreign. So we used some sugar glue. And what that does, when you light the cigar at home, you're going to realize it's going to be very spicy at the beginning. And all of a sudden, a third of the way, that wrapper starts to heat up, and it's going to give you that added flavor of sweetness. That combination of sweet and spicy works magic with this one. So don't ever repeat that or say goodbye.
All right. We actually have a special meeting here takes place here, so I'm going to switch out.
Okay. Unscripted.
Not good at special things.
Let's do this. I'm excited. I don't even know what's going to happen, but I'm excited. Talk right into there.
So my name is TJ Morrison, and I'm the Economic Development Director for the county that we're in right now. When we found out that Rick was going to do a national release in our community, it really embodied a lot of the things that we had talked about the last few months as we took office was community-minded and putting this community on the map. So when you announced that we wanted to come here, we wanted to do a little bit more than just show up and support you. So one of the first things that we did was we created a proclamation for the cigar itself. So this is signed by the Judge Executive, which is the Chief Executive Officer for our county. So from here on out, this day will be CO Session Day, the cigar that's being released here today.
Wow.
Look at that.
That is an
That
honor.
is
That is an
fantastic.
honor.
That is fantastic. Wow.
But we couldn't stop there. This session, a cigar that is phenomenal. I've been smoking it the last hour that I've been here, and it wouldn't have come to fruition without the master blender. And you were the one that made the decision to bring that cigar here and do that release here. So we also wanted to do a proclamation for you. So from here on out, that day will be shared as Rick Rodriguez Day.
That is incredible.
It's just a small token of appreciation for you coming into our community, doing that announcement here. And I'm going to go even a little bit more off script that our hosts don't know that we have going on right now. Of course, as wonderful it is to have Rick in town, we couldn't do it we didn't have a venue. And here in Boyd County, we don't want to just have new business come in, but we want to support the ones that we exist in. So what we also did is, with such great company on this day, we want to do a proclamation for Fat Ash Cigar Lounge. This will be Fat Ash Cigar Lounge Day as well.
What an honor. What an honor to share this day with somebody as cool as these guys. Wow. I'm a giver. I'm not. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. It's overwhelming because I do something that you guys allow me to do. make cigars. Without your support, thank you.
That's fantastic.
Thank you so much for choosing
Wow.
our community and everything you do.
I love you guys. You stole my heart the first time that I went here 2 months ago. And I guarantee you, this day next year, I will be in this shop to support this day next year.
That's great.
Thank you so much. That is not something I was expecting.
None of us were. That's
That just shows you how important this community, these cigar smokers, women and men, it's just amazing. It's amazing that I'm able to share cigars with the fans of CL, and sometimes the fans are not a fan of CL. It's just private. Because you know what? Every manufacturer does one thing. They try to create the best cigars they can. And so nobody's taking shortcuts. Nobody's trying to pull the old wool over their eyes. They're just trying their hardest, and it's up to you guys to smoke that cigar, agree with that company or disagree, but don't ever give up on that company because the company's trying for you.
So, well, and what I was going to say, and we talked about this earlier with Tom and Matt, saying, you know, it's been my observation over the last 10, 15 years that CAO has continued to reinvent itself, bring out new products, and do different things. And in the last 5 years especially, there's been a lot of home runs and a lot of great things that they've introduced into the market that I've loved and gotten on Flathead, the Amazon. It's been awesome. And now with
So, you know, you have a great team behind you. So it's kind of like the commercial, the guy who was working for Verizon. I'm the spokesperson behind me is these massive amount of people that grow tobacco, they're harvesting tobacco, they're fermenting tobacco, they're aging and rolling. So you can look at me like the blender. Oh, you're the man. Without my team, I'm nobody. Absolutely nobody. So all the credit goes to them and not me because they're doing that job every day. What I do for a living is this, bro. I meet great people, smoke cigars, tell stories, and have fun. But these guys are in factories working there. I mean, just unbelievable what they do for us to enjoy a cigar every day. And so, compliment to them. But, you know, it's an honor for me to be here, for you to enjoy our cigars. Thank you so much because we don't kid ourselves. Look at that humidor. It is filled with beautiful cigars from every manufacturer out there. So to be a part of that group, wow. Yeah.
And we say this all the time. One of our catchphrases is "Cigar people are the best people." And just talk a little bit because unfortunately, you know, we don't want to talk about doom and gloom, but we have to be realistic, and we have to say that there are unfortunately some things going on in, you know, with government movement trying to, and I'm just going to say it, there is an active effort to destroy the premium cigar industry. Right. So talk to people, just regular everyday cigar smokers about what they can do, you know, about what they can do to just support this industry and realize in the end what it is that they're supporting.
You know, at the end of the day, it's these guys are going to listen to who they want to listen to. As a shop owner or a consumer, virtually we have no power. But realize this, every manufacturer is fighting for your cause behind the scenes. So if I had something good news, yes, the FDA is going to be a part of our history, our future for now on. But don't let that worry you as a consumer or a shop owner because we have enough blends that we can play with, enough things that we can introduce to the market, enough leeway that we can offer you maybe a cigar that is the same blend that was created in 2001, but it's different. How? Because we're going to be able to use certain grindings that are different in certain countries. So, point, I like the point. If I have a cigar made with Connecticut shade for Connecticut, I can also say I'm going to redesign the cigar and use Connecticut shade from Ecuador. And it's going to be different. In their eyes, it's the same because it's the same seed. Yes, you're right. But the shop owners and the consumers are going to realize this is not XYZ. So we're going to survive. But anytime you have the opportunity to stand up, sign something to fight for your rights, I would do that. I would do that. It doesn't come around often, but when you have the opportunity to go to a shop and say, we're doing this for this cause, go to that. What we need is not cigar guys. We need guys that are saying, I don't smoke a cigar, but it's his right to smoke a cigar. I don't smoke cigarettes. But if you give me the opportunity to say, vote for cigarettes to be around or out the market, I would vote yes. Because there is a fan of that style.
Give people the freedom to make their own decisions.
You know what, at the end of the day, you're an adult.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't. I just don't care. So we need more people to vote for us that doesn't enjoy what we do, because it's our right, and it's more of those people.
And for the consumers, honestly, just coming into a shop once or twice a week, buying a couple cigars, sitting down with your friends, supporting that local business. You know, make your box purchases at your local brick and mortar shops when you're able to, and just be a part of that cigar community. And be active and be engaged in that cigar community. And that will just sort of strengthen us as a group and just sort of make other people who aren't cigar people aware that, you know what, these are just regular folks. They're just regular folks just enjoying their life.
If you're not a cigar smoker, you don't really know what they're doing in the shop. You think they're slaughtering babies or burying pigs. Bro, we're just a community sharing our stories and helping each other. So who doesn't have that story that Bob was laid off from work and everybody got together and say, Bob, we're going to take care of your car payment today. Like, really, why? Why me? Why not you? Bob, you're a part of our community, and we're going to help you. I have so many stories like that, so many friendships. I have no clue that I would never meet these characters outside of this business. And some of my truest friends now that I hold dear to my heart come from the cigar business. Everybody who do.
We all have those personal stories in the cigar community that we're in, and it's stuff that is cool because it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with cigars. Say, I just lost my job and I'm having trouble making my mortgage payment. All of a sudden, people come together and like, boom, we're going to help you out. I need help moving. I need help fixing my car. I need help doing whatever it is. And next thing you know, you've got people surrounding you because you're part of this. You're part of this extended family.
And what I notice about cigar shops, you have to have a thick skin because they're not going to hold back. So if you have this ego and you bring in this ego to the shop, they're going to pop it and say, bro, check yourself. Check yourself. You're not bigger than anybody. I don't care what you do. The beauty is there's three guys in front of us. One can be a doctor. One can be an attorney. One can be the truck driver. They have one thing in common. That's cigar. After they leave this shop, they have nothing in common. But they get together every week and talk about life and share their stories. And that, if you don't understand that, you're not living life. You're not living life. You're burying your head. So many people want to share and help you achieve your goals and live a beautiful life. Bro, there's more good people in the world than bad people.
That's absolutely true.
I just live my life that way. I respect you until you don't respect me.
And cigars just have this way. There's something about this. You just sit down, you light it up, And all of a sudden, even for introverts, you know, like me, you sit down and all of a sudden you start getting to know people that in a lot of other cases, I never would have sat down and talked to these people.
Go to your local bar.
Go to your local bar
And strike to hop a conversation with you. Dude, pounding drinks because he was tired.
Right.
He's not going to talk to you. But I guarantee that same dude in the cigar shop wrote, how's your day? I just laid off.
Yep.
And so, oh, I have a friend that can help you. All of a sudden, this is different. It's different. So if you're not experienced shopping, you're only buying through website and all that, that's a good thing because there's deals and all that. But go to your local shop and support your local community and your local fans.
Because the coolest part about it is, if you go out and you spend time and you support your local cigar shops, your local cigar shops in a way are going to support you, because you're going to get those people that are going to identify with you, and they're going to say, you know what, well, I've been through that, or my wife went through that, or my son went through that, or whatever it is. And the next thing you know, you're having conversations, and like you said, the next thing you know, some guy that was sitting on the other side of the room says, you know what, I actually have a company that does that, and we've got openings. So I've seen it happen dozens of times.
It's happening right now.
Yeah.
We should be talking about cigars and blend. We're off into this direction about what we do when we come to the shop and the friendships. So all of a sudden, this is what you do when you come to the cigar shop. All of a sudden, you think you're going to have one topic and it's going to change on you. And all of a sudden, when you have a problem, share this. Because it's amazing to me that they will bust your chops, but when you need them, they're not going to do that. They're going to pay attention to you, listen to you, and help you if they can. And sometimes when we need help, all we need is to share that story. Just take this burden off of my back for 5 minutes. You can give it back to me. Just let me share my cigar, my story. I'll take that, and all of a sudden I have to give it back to you. But he's going to change. It's going to change him, and he's going to walk out. Maybe not a full smile, but I guarantee a happy smile. He said, "Bro, that was worth my hour of my life." Absolutely.
All right, we've got another thing here. We're being asked to talk about what you got going on here.
So these are kind of when we sell a box, you're going to receive this little special box of 6 cigars. When you open the cigars, it's going to be 3 blends. And so the first 2 blends is when I was working with Gloria about 15 years ago. These are cigars that I make for myself. So I'm done working for the man, dictating to me, I want you to make this, and with this body, with this flavor. These are cigars that I make for myself and take home to share with my friends. All of a sudden, somebody got a hold of these cigars and they want to share them. So the only time you can get these cigars is if I come to one of my events, and this is going to be with a purchase. So there's 3 blends. One that I created 15 years ago. The middle one is when I started to work with CAO, and the last blend is going to be about 5 years ago. I just did another one. So unfortunately, the good news is you're going to be able to smoke them. The bad news, you're going to love them and say, I want some more, and you can't buy them.
And so how many events do you do?
Usually about anywhere from 100 to 150 in the U.S. and then I have a tour in Europe every year. So I go to Europe for about 5 weeks. This year I'm going to go to Europe and China. So I'm going to do Asia and Europe, and so a world tour. And so we're just going to showcase our cigars. The #1 selling cigar in Europe right now is Cologne. It beats out every Cuban cigar that's introduced to the market. Cologne CAO is the largest selling cigar company outside of Cuba. And so the fans of Europe and Asia right now are just like realizing what you guys are doing in America, we want to be a part of it. And so it's fun, it's different. I can say this, what I noticed is they don't understand what we do in how we do it, but their palates are very sharp. So better than the American palate. So they'll pull out flavors, because if you look at the European class, what you understand, they're not raised on fast food restaurants like us. So they're eating better, they're drinking better wine, and their palate is sharper. But if I ask a consumer in Europe, what is a Cigar? They have no clue. If I ask anybody here, what's a Cigar? I don't know where it's in their pipe, but it's a primer. So we're better educated of the process, but our palate is not like the European market. I'm interested to see how the Asians react to our cigars. So that's the first time I'm going to be in China. So looking forward to that. And looking forward to eating that food. God knows it's not going to be easy, but I look forward to that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But if you can get your hands on one of these packs, do it, because I think you'll be surprised how good these blends are.
Yeah, if you're keep in touch with your local cigar shops, your local brick and mortar shops. Find out when they're going to have events, and even Ricky would say the same thing. Regardless of what brand it is, go out there to those events and get to know the people, get to know the reps, and get to know the brand owners and people like that. And Ricky, give us a little bit of a taste of, because in addition to sessions, there's other things, moving and shaking with CAO cigars. So give everybody a little bit of a taste of that too.
So session was released in July this year, so I've been in the market for about a week now. In August, we're going to release a new cigar called V19. V19 came about me listening to the fans of CAO. What we discovered is a lot of guys were looking at a flathead. We love the flathead 6x60 size, but we prefer the blend for the spark plug. More body, I think more flavor. So can you ever make me a spark plug in a 6x60? We'll try, and we did. And so we have two sizes going to be released in August called V19. One is going to be at 6x60. The other one is the same gauge, the spark plug, but a little bit longer. So that fan is going to get maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes more joy from that cigar, because all it did was send the blend. And so that's coming out, and then I have a replacement in the fall, maybe in November or December, to replace the Anaconda that we're not going to be able to make anymore for the series of the Basin trilogy. So I had to replace that. And that's going to come out, matter of fact, in November or December. Very small batch.
Could you talk a little bit about that? Why a cigar may be phased out or discontinued, other than maybe market share?
Well, the story behind the Anaconda, the wrapper that we chose to roll that cigar with, they don't grow anymore. Why? Because the yields were too small. Everybody loved the flavor, but the grower says we have to be able to grow wrapper and get about 60 to 70% yield. That wrapper is only yielding about 30 to 40%. So if we grow it again, you have to double your price point, and we're not going to do that. So we had to redesign the new cigar and offer that to the market. So sometimes it's because of the lack of sales too. So these guys are going to dictate to us, this cigar, I don't care how much you love it, it's not working in the steel. And so we buried a cigar. My second cigar of CAO was Contra. And so Contra was a great blend, but the packaging didn't work. So the fans of CAO are, bro, whatever that is, we don't want anything to do with it. Oh, it's the V19. Yeah.
Beautiful.
You see that? So look forward to that. And so again, I think it's 90% of the time is the fans who voted for that cigar. It didn't work. So we listened to that. So it breaks our heart to take it off the market, but the market is dictated by the fans. So is no problem for us.
Can you talk to me about what was your involvement during the time of Camino and the relaunch of Cigars?
Absolutely nothing to do with the Sopranos, because that was done before we took over the factory. So
That was pre-general.
yeah, exactly. So when we wanted to introduce a old line that said "What Not Sopranos," what we did, we were to name it Sopranos again, but we have to pay HBO $4, not a buck, for a cigar. So if I do something, all I need to do is change my name and introduce a blend. The blend I introduced again was the original blend that they used for the first year only. Okay? Talking about the Amazon Anaconda, we don't grow it anymore. They chose a Brazilian wrapper. So the deal for HBO and CEO was 1 year. The hit was a show, the hit, and the cigar was hit. You win another deal. Yes, we do. Go back to the farmers. Well, we don't grow that tobacco anymore. They changed that to a clinic in Broadway, and you can see the sales go down because that blend they didn't tell anybody. Oh, it's the same cigar. Bro, I'm smoking. And so what we did was change the name, lower the price point, and reintroduce the original blend. So we are now going to be able to smoke the original Brazilian wrapper.
That's awesome.
Yep. That's great. Yeah.
Thank you.
So things are going really well right now honestly, things are going really well for General Cigars as a whole. Things are going great for CAO as a brand. And what are you hopeful for the, between now and let's say, because obviously we always know you guys are thinking way ahead. So you're already thinking trade show next year, trade show year after that. What are your consumers looking for? What are the consumers want to get out of a brand, out of a smoking experience? So without giving away any of the specifics, just give everybody a little bit of a look forward at what you hope CAO Cigars, how they progress over the course of the next year.
Again, if we can work with new tobaccos, we want to do that because the DNA of CAO is that. So they were the first to really use tobacco from Brazil. They were the first to use tobacco from Italy. So that's part of the DNA. To take them away from us is going to be an ugly gap. And so my future is to concentrate on the consumers, listen to the fans, and because any manufacturer, all you need to do is shut up sometimes and listen to your fans. They'll dictate to you. We prefer a dark wrapper from CAO. Really? I heard that all the time. So if you look at Sessions, it's a dark wrapper. So your fans will dictate. So for me for the future, if we can't introduce new tobaccos, continue that. If not, fall back and listen to your fan and take that fan to an area that he wants to go. And maybe using tobacco from Mexico or using tobacco. So we have opportunities to share with the fans for the next 20 years. And I guarantee you, in the next 20 years, I can release 2 or 3 cigars for 20 years, and it's going to be different from any cigar you're smoking. That is my job to, what we don't want to do is give you a flathead. We already have flathead. Right. So why would you do that? Take a shot. It's an easy thing is to fall back and extend the line flathead on a new size, new shape. Don't worry about that. Just do your best and introduce a new cigar.
Could you tell us a little bit about, so CAO is under the general umbrella. What does that mean for CAO? How does that relationship work? What is your independence versus the general monster community? Some people may be turned off.
Realize this, because we're so large, every day I go to work, I have to fight harder because it's easy to wrap your arms around the little guys. You can hug them, you can relate to them, you can relate to Coca-Cola sometimes. We love it, but it's Coca-Cola. You're the dominant force in the soda business. So you think Coca-Cola doesn't worry about that? They're trying new things. So we have to try new things. Fortunately, for me and my team, General Cigars says, Ricky, what's working is working, so you have carte blanche. Whatever. I've never been told no. I never came to this company, I want to do this, and they said no for whatever reason. The tobacco, the cost, what are you taking it up? That's too crazy. If you believe that project, you do it. So I have the freedom to do whatever I want to do. So General Cigar would never get in my way. They're there to allow me to do what I want. So if you're judging General Cigar because you think it's big and they don't, I'll say this, you'll be shocked to go behind the scenes sometimes and realize how many cigars we make for your other companies. You'll say, hey, I love XYZ, I hate General Cigar. I make half of them for XYZ. Why? Because they realize that General Cigar can give up a great blend for years and years and years. We don't have to worry about, well, we don't have the money to buy 3 years of that wrapper. We have to take the chance that the wrapper is going to be exactly the same wrapper next year. When you go to General Cigar, to make this cigar, I have to be able to say, on hand, I have 3 years of tobacco, just in case that year in 2020, that farm comes to me as it was a horrible crop, too much rain, not enough rain, so we have to skip. Don't worry about it. We have the tobacco. So the big the companies like Atadas, General Cigar, Davidoff, they have access. It's up to you. Don't buy because of a line's name. Buy because you enjoy that cigar.
Because in the long run, if you really look at it, I've said this to a lot of people, and I only realized it because I was fortunate enough to go and to a few different countries and tour cigar factories and see the farms for myself firsthand. And you realize, at the end of the day, the people who are making the products, the raw materials that are used to make the products, for the most part, and the process used to make the products, it's the same. You know, it's the same. It's just about and for you, for CAO, it's a philosophy behind the brand itself.
It's that too. All right, so the secrets. When you go to any cigar shop and you have 2,000 boxes, do this. Everybody's using the same tobacco. There's 3 growers that dominate the cigar business. So if I'm here with you, Rocky, and myself, and we have a belt of tobacco, it's a process that we put that belt through allows us to create different colors, different bodies, different flavors. We can use the same tobacco. It's like if we're a chef. Here's the chicken. I have a chicken. You have a chicken. We're going to test and judge your dinner. You're going to say, bro, give up. I'm going to fry my chicken. I won. You know, I'm going to barbecue my chicken. You're going to say, I want to roast my chicken. Somebody's going to say, I hate roasted chicken, but I love fried chicken. It's chicken, guys. No, the process is different. So exactly, fermentation aging is our secret. So if you're Rocky Patel and you go to my factory, I'll show you everything but fermentation, because that is me.
Secret ingredient.
Exactly, that's me opening my doors as a chef and say, this is the way I cook my chicken. And you're going, yes. So even though we're using the same tobacco, the process that we put that tobacco through allows us to create different scores. That's great. Yep.
Ricky, we can't thank you enough. Honestly, it's been an absolute joy being here at this event, and it's been a privilege to cover, what you guys have been doing, and we wish you nothing but continued success with CAO and your blends, and just keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. I love you guys, and I love you guys and girls out there. Continue to smoke cigars and support your local shop, support your local, cigar company, because at the end of the day, if General Cigar approaching me tomorrow saying, Ricky, your days are done with General Cigar. Don't worry about me. I'll have a job tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I worry about our growers. I worry about the fathers that just trying to put a dinner in their plate or the table tonight. And so every time you light a cigar, think about the families that you're supporting in Honduras, Nicaragua, the DR,
Exactly.
the growers. Bro, you
Growers,
don't,
the
you
Roleros, the
don't realize
Bancheros, yeah.
how important every cigar you buy from any company
Yeah.
allows some family to eat
Just
dinner.
have a meal.
Yes,
Just
it's
have a meal.
amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So continue to support the industry.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? And enjoy CAO too.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Hey,
Thank
everybody,
you so
everybody,
much.
big
bro.
round of applause for Ricky.
Thank you. Yeah, I love you guys.
There he goes, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, you think that is.
So yeah, it's just a great way to get a sort of an inside view at CAO and what happens as CAO is just sort of a part of the big machine that is General Cigar. You know, just realizing that at the end of the day, it comes down to us, just us consumers sitting down together as friends, family, getting to know each other over a cigar and just enjoying the just that solitude, you know, and that camaraderie that comes with enjoying premium cigars.
Yeah, I mean, we will beat this horse until
Yeah,
it's long dead.
we'll never stop talking about how important this is.
Cigar people are the best people. They are truly amazing. This
Yeah.
community, people, and I've even heard little politic things happen here and there.
Yeah.
Nobody gets bent out of shape, that there's different opinions. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen maybe from time to time, but the conversations, you know, like what Ricky was saying earlier, when, you know, people are sitting down together having a cigar, rarely is it actually about the cigar. If you want to do yourself a favor, go ahead and Google Steven Tyler's Feet.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
I learned about just an hour and a half ago.
You'll have nightmares.
I
promise.
It was a weird moment.
Actual, real nightmares. I saw it and I can't unsee it. I promise.
Yep, that's the thing.
It's devastating. We obviously covered so much that we're going to move on just kind of into sort of some of the things we usually close out the show with. We're going to go right into our useless fact of the week, our first Friday useless fact of the week. And this one, because we were sort of in a rush to get down here to Kentucky, and I wanted to get this pulled up on my phone literally 5 minutes before we started the show.
That's accurate.
So, this useless fact of the week is about language that we use.
Okay.
Not 4-letter words, but it is 4 letters. There are only 4 words in the English language which end in the letters D-O-U-S. Can you name those 4 words?
Stupendous.
That's one. Words that end in the letters D-O-U-S. Stupendous is one.
Wow. I'm out.
Tremendous.
Tremendous. Serendipitous. Okay, I just made one up.
Horrendous. And
Honduras.
it's not horny. It's not horny. It's close. It's so close.
What is cornus?
Horndus.
Horndus.
No, it's close though. It's hazardous.
Hazardous.
So those are the 4 words in the English language that end in the letters D-O-U-S.
Scrabble nerds.
Yeah, Scrabble nerds, words with friends, you're welcome. Those are free, use them at will. And now we're going to move on to numerals.
Muertos. All right, the number this Friday night is 153,000 people die from this. 153,000 people die annually worldwide.
That's a big number.
It is a big number.
153,000 people every year die from this.
Well, not from
They don't die from it. They die as a result of this.
nope.
Now you're killing me. Killing me, Smalls. 153,000 people die
Yes.
every year,
Yes.
and the thing you're going to tell us about has some parts of what I don't even know how to start with this one. You're
I know.
giving me nothing here.
This one would be a hard one to track down. I'll tell you what.
Are
So I'm just gonna
hints going to do me any good?
Not really.
I think you might as well just come out and just get us
Well,
with this.
this happens every year on your special day. It also happens every year on my special day.
I have a few special days.
Well, the day that you entered this world.
Oh, the day that I entered this world.
This also happens.
87 years ago.
Yep.
No,
It also
it was
happens.
close, but not 87.
Happens on the day that I came into this world, and also Josh Bout and Tom and Ricky.
You just give me a name drop.
I think Wooten just got a name
I
drop.
heard my name, bro.
Yeah, dropping names.
So, all right, hit us with it.
On average, 153,000 people die on your birthday.
Like every year.
Every year.
So my birthday's July 9th.
Yep.
So every July 9th, 153,000 people die.
Yep. How do you feel about that?
I feel a little depressed about that. You're not supposed to bring up stuff like a birthday is supposed to be a happy
It
occasion.
should be,
Yeah.
but just know that.
My birthday is Wednesday.
So a birthday.
Jinx me.
What do people normally do on their birthday? They have cake, they have candles, they have ice cream. People sing to them. It's happy. They open presents. You're over here talking about death.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Well, when you're blowing out candles, maybe make your wish for 152,000.
So maybe just wish that maybe next year one less person dies,
Yeah.
and maybe that one less person will be you.
Yeah. Oh.
I said it. I have to. Well, that closes out honestly what has been one of my absolute favorite shows. I mean, we had
By
such.
far.
I mean, we actually had government officials here giving like decrees of official days, the Ricky Rodriguez Day and the CAO session day. I mean,
How special is that? I mean, I can't even.
we are legit, like, not even lying. This is not just blowing smoke. We're legit, like, honored that we were in the room with that.
I need to go process.
So honestly, I want to thank Tom. I want to thank Ricky. I want to thank Jonathan. I want to thank Dwight. I want to thank all the great people here who just made this whole event possible. I want to thank all the consumers who came out to the event. It's just, this is beyond what we could have hoped for a special show Friday night on location broadcast. And we want to thank you guys for following How About That Cigars. Please continue to check us out on the website. Go to facebook.com/HBTCigar. Go to Instagram @HBTCigar, Twitter @HBTCigar. Keep checking out the reviews. Keep checking out the articles. We're absolutely going to have a write-up on cigar destinations for this, because this is genuinely a cigar destination. If you're in this area, this is one of those places. Even if you're 50 miles away, 100 miles away, if you're traveling for work, whatever it is you're doing, this is one of those places that it's worth it to go out of your way and come here and spend a couple hours and smoke and relax.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta come by. The people here are great. They'll welcome you like family.
Yeah.
It's really a family.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you, everybody, for having us.
All right. So keep checking us out online. And as always, guys, burn cigars,
Not bridges.
take care. Who's there? Oh, it went away. Oh, I got this thing in the way.